What's going on, people? So, got a box of shoes here not too long ago. I think it was like Saturday maybe, I don't know. But I won a raffle from sneakers and stuff, so now here we are, right? Side of the box is somewhere over here, right? So you can see that little picture that some people like to see. But I'm not going to drag this thing out too long because, I mean, I've covered a lot of Foamposite. Well, have I? I feel like it's been a long time, but I've covered some in the past. It mostly all goes the same way. All you really need is a couple pictures because each one really just is a repeat of the last one in different colors, right? So I don't think I need to say too much. But what is kind of weird is, like, as a big fan of these, it seems odd that I haven't picked one up in a while, but I mean, I think that's Nike's fault for not really making any. But either way, let's go ahead and jump on into things, shall we? This right here is the Nike Air Foamposite One in the Red Metallic colorway. Nailed it, I think. Maybe. So, like I said, I'm going to get you some pictures, do the whole introduction type thing, jump into some personal thoughts, knock out the sizing, and that'll be the end of it. Down there across the bottom, what you're looking at is pretty much a lot of the standard stuff you expect on Foamposites. I don't know if it's just because I haven't seen one in a while, but there seems to be a whole lot of this like icy blue stuff going on, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm sure they'll look terrible after a couple wears, but at least for right now, it's something nice to look at. That's my opinion, right? But anyways, moving along, right? Up here, midsole and all that stuff, a lot of the same, right? So once again, you still have that. From this side, it does seem kind of weird because it just seems a little bit jarring against this, right? But I'm not going to bother with it. I mean, what's done is done. I can't change anything about these. So, some more pictures, because that might help somebody, perhaps, right? Giving you another angle or two so you can kind of start wrapping your mind around these. There's not really a whole lot to talk about with these right here, so once you've seen these pictures, you kind of get it. And that's why I'm skipping the bulk of the review. It's just a thing that makes sense or whatever, right? So, the one thing that I will point out, though, before I go getting into the personal thoughts piece, down here, like all lining around this, right? I don't remember what that material is on other Foamposites, but this time around they went with this leather, which is actually kind of nice feeling. So there's that, and it goes all the way around to the back and stuff, so that's pretty cool, right? And you have a little bit even down here in the middle of the tongue, so it gives it a nice sort of premium feel. I don't remember if these had some sort of premium price or anything. I just put the raffle in and walked away until they told me, hey, like, we got a tracking number for you. Then I was interested all over again. But either way, so there's that. Let's do the personal thoughts and stuff so we can all get going with our day. Personally, I think these are really nice. I remember seeing them at some point, like I think 2017 is when they last came out, and I don't know if it just wasn't a wide release or if I just missed it or what, but whatever happened, and I didn't get a pair until now, and I can say, looking at these, that I'm into them, right? I'm not always super big into the red because it's easy for a lot of red to show up quickly, right? It's one of those colors where you can overdose on it easily, right? And this, it's working out fine, right? So I got no complaints there. I don't think most people would complain about it either, right? Because it's got this nice little shimmery metallic thing. Then, as I was saying, you got this leather stuff going on here. So it just kind of gives it a nice look. I will go back to what I said earlier, though. This here midsole thing, like the icy blue stuff, it's a cool thing, right? It just seems to not go so well with the rest of the shoe, but that's just a personal thing, right? For the most part, I can't see it when I'm wearing it anyway. I haven't worn these yet, but I feel like that's going to be accurate. But otherwise, all things considered, even the price, I suppose, I guess I'll just accept that because everything's expensive nowadays. I'm cool with the way this purchase worked out, and I'm glad that they're bringing Foamposites back, or at least a nice one, right? If they bring out more after this, I don't know, we'll see, but at least for now, for them to finally have made a return and made it with like something good, that I'm on board with. So yay for Nike and whoever else was involved in making this happen. You did all right by me. Now, the personal thoughts is done, the sizing is next, and then we can all just part ways, right? So, sizing wise, I bought these true to size. Actually, let me stop for just a second. Here's the thing about this, right? Foamposite Ones and Foamposite Pros, according to people that have passed through my comment section, don't fit the same. So if you're thinking about buying a pair of Foamposites and you're watching this video to get an idea for sizing, make sure it's a 1 and not a Pro, because this may not be super helpful to you otherwise. Back on track to what we were talking about, though. I bought these true to size because it made sense. I hadn't worn a pair of Foamposites in some time, and I couldn't honestly remember how they fit, which was kind of weird, right? But it's working out okay. I will say, walking around in them just briefly here, the sizing and all that was pretty good, but it felt like there's a little slipping back in the heel and stuff, you know, so I can fix that. I can wear some slightly thicker socks or whatever. It's not like there's a whole lot of room in there, so I'm not going to say, oh, you should really consider sizing down or anything like that. I'm going to stick with this whole true to size thing. I think it's going to be fine, right? So that's what I would suggest to a lot of people. However, there is not a lot of room in these, so if you're a big-footed person, maybe keep an eye on that, right? Or at least think about it. But also, if they do feel a little snug, though, you know, they have this whole molding to your foot thing that's supposed to be going on, so there is that to keep up with, right? Gives us some extra comfort. Speaking of, walking around in these, you got the whole air thing going on in the midsole, so they're actually like pretty decent. I'm still kind of like, they still have that big clunky type of look or whatever, and in some ways do kind of feel big and clunky, but I like them, which is weird because normally those are deal breakers for me, but something about the Foamposite just works. I don't know what it is, but I'm on board with it. So if you pick up a pair of these, I think most people would be into it. The one other thing that I'll pass on, which you can probably tell, breathability, not really there. I mean, look at it, like how else would that possibly play out, right? But they do look pretty cool and they feel pretty alright, so I'd say go ahead and try out a pair if you find a pair that you like for the price you're willing to pay. I mean, I don't think you'll be let down, but hey, let me know how that works out for you. Anyways, so that's really all I have to say about the sizing and all that stuff, you know, along with that little disclaimer somewhere in the beginning. So now that I've said all that, I suppose we're done, so we're just going to part ways. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am now done recording actual videos. I might do a little bit of a live later, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Later, people.